Hey guys, it's Timmy, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited, as we are here on the 26th of June, 2019, to talk pro wrestling with the PW Unlimited Wednesday show, episode number 82. Nick, what's going on?
What is going on, my gamer boys and girls? Thanks for tuning in to this Wednesday's show. I'm in a good mood. It was like a smooth, not smooth, but like I was like an hour late to work.
Ooh,
But
what happened?
yeah, it was one. Do you ever wake up early and think, oh, I still have some extra time. I could like close my eyes for a little bit more.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, you're late. That's
Yep.
exactly what happened to me. Fucking Nicholas, bold to assume I wasn't high going into it. Thanks for tuning in today. Taking a look at the chat, we have Nicholas Monte, Marcus Ryan, Woken King Slender's here, Kristen McNutt is here with the cool little badge that you can get by joining. Get exclusive things. We'll talk more about it later. Nelson is here. Luke Might is also here. Landon Chase. That's a fucking badass name. Oh, and it's his first stream. Welcome, Landon. We got a lot to talk about today. There's a lot going on.
In the land of
this
pro
weekend?
wrestling.
Yeah, just in the land of pro wrestling with a lot of beef, which I all feel is a work, personally. But
You're one of those people.
I think it's a work. I don't think it's real. Those two guys have nothing but respect for each other. I think... okay, we're at a time, and I don't get... Here's something I don't fucking understand right now, is people... Like, I get that there's people that hate the WWE. I get that. You have every right to. I would understand why. But for people that are kind of like me, that are just like, man, I just want them to do better. I just want them to not be, like, super stinky anymore. I would be so fucking excited if I heard that the WWE Network was doing something completely different to try to gain more traffic to their platform. Why is that a big deal? Why is that a big deal? I guess this is what we're starting off with, right? The Fighter Fest and then the Evolve thing on the same day.
Well, we can start with that.
Now look, I don't give a shit that WWE says, hey, we're going to do this. If anything, hey, good on them. What people don't seem to understand through that is that these Evolve guys, are they just showing the one match or are they showing the whole show?
The whole show.
Then think about how successful that will be for all those Evolve guys to get that attention.
Exactly.
Think about it.
Now,
Is this not what people wanted? Did people not want fucking wrestling to be goddamn inclusive?
like,
You
how
guys
many-
fucking get what you want and bitch.
How many people
Fuck.
have said,
Sorry, go ahead.
WWE works with all these indies, let's get them on the network? And every time WWE or somebody says, hey, we're thinking about it, everyone's like, cool. And the one time they say, hey, we're finally going to put something that's not our product on the network, everyone's pissed. Now, I get why. I get why they're mad, but let me read what Triple H told The Rap exclusively. I don't know why they went to The Rap for this. That's the most random part of all this.
Who's your favorite rapper? Mine's a Twix bar.
Cowboy Troy.
Fair enough, I guess.
Anyways, so Triple H told The Rap that Evolve's 10th anniversary celebration will have, Evolve matches, and we'll also have some WWE matches. Matt Riddle will be taking on Drew Gulak in a non-title match. And
fantastic.
What else are they doing? Adam Cole's defending the NXT title against Akira Tozawa. That should be pretty good. And remember, this is the night before Extreme Rules, which is in the same city because this is taking place in Philly.
Nice.
At the old ECW arena. Extreme Rules is taking place at Philly. So that next night, Gulak will be defending the Cruiserweight title against Tony Nese.
Nice.
So that...
Listen, here's what I'm not...
Off on a
Go
thing
ahead.
really fast, on Extreme Rules. This is the only time we're going to talk about Extreme Rules tonight since it's not for a couple more weeks. Why are we getting all these matches with no stipulations? It's just regular old matches at Extreme Rules.
Well, they'll give them the stipulations.
I mean,
later.
hopefully we get
they'll
those
work it into
eventually.
the story. They'll work it into the story.
Triple H said, and I quote, Evolve is the birthplace of many current WWE and NXT superstars, so it's fitting that their 10th anniversary celebration will be focused and showcased live on WWE Network. So, I mean, kudos. But why is this happening is the question. He did not state why. Was it a fact of, hey, AEW's running a show the same day. This is a big show for Evolve. Let's put it on the network at the same time. That's what people are trying to get at. And unless Triple H or Vince McMahon or Gabe Sapolsky come out and say a reason, we don't have anything else but to speculate. So everyone's saying, oh, they're only doing this because it's the same day as an AEW event. You don't know that. You could just want to say that.
Look, I'm all for competitiveness.
Exactly.
If WWE thought, shit, this Fight for the Fallen thing is intense, how can we make sure we're staying in the loop and we're staying in people's minds? Why the fuck is that a big deal? So what if there's competition? This is what, like, everybody wanted.
I mean, here's the thing. How many times have we gotten a UFC and a Bellator, I know it's not wrestling, but a UFC and a Bellator show on the same night? People don't complain. Also, I don't think now hear me out. If Fight for the Fallen wasn't a quote-unquote charity event where portions of the proceeds are going to gun violence, I don't think people would be complaining so much because let me pull up what Kenny Omega tweeted because I don't think they'd be complaining so much if this wasn't against what people are trying to say, charity event. Now, yes, we do know Tony Khan and Cody and them did make it clear that Fight for the Fallen proceeds will be going to gun violence victims of the shooting at the Madden tournament. But it's like, if this was any other show, they wouldn't care, so why you care so much? It's not like WWE is going to take all that revenue from them. For all we know, outside of ticket sales, they may not make any money off of this because what if it streams live and free on Bleacher Report just like this weekend's event?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, we don't know that for a fact. Kenny Omega kind of hinted towards that this event will be free as well, but we don't know. And if that's the case, saying, oh, WWE's putting this against them and they're trying to take money from them, if it's a free event, then it's not taking money from them anyways.
Exactly.
I'm going to try to find that because Kenny Omega tweeted about this and then he deleted the tweet. So let me see if I can find, because I saw someone had saved the tweet.
Holy shit. Everyone, I just want you all to take a moment to read this comment from this man. MILFman1986 writes, I hate WWE apologist. You're a big boy, and look at the way you make words. I'm proud of you.
Hey, we had somebody donate super chat last night just to say I hope AEW fails. It was
Good
like
on him.
AEW is going to fail. Continue or something like that.
Marcus Ryan will definitely be talking about that after we wrap up. Talk with the WWE and
let me see if I can get this
AEW.
tweet. Let me see if I can get this tweet up on the screen. I don't know if I can get it because I didn't actually save it. Let me see. I don't want that. I want this. Let me.
You can do it. I believe in you. Let's all
I
cheer the little boy on.
I said to resize it.
Proud of you. Son.
So Kenny Omega tweeted this. It says, if lining your pockets with blood money is okay, then what's wrong with trying to undermine a charity show for victims of gun violence? I hear that healthy competition is supposed to be a good thing, and yet I can't help but feel like I'm gonna be sick. So he tweeted that originally. I don't know what time because he deleted the tweet, and all I have is this little screenshot here. And then he responded with this tweet that does state... Oop, I lost it. Let me go back to it.
Boy. I believe in you. We'll get there one day.
Oh, he responded with this tweet that says, I've said my piece, and it opened the door to a very toxic environment.
Yeah,
it wasn't a message to fans or the boys, just the decision makers. If I wish everyone wrestling on any show that day all the best. That is it. So, I mean, I get what he was trying to get at with that first tweet a little bit. But it's like, just leave it be.
Yeah,
you know?
I think just leave it be. Honestly, again, this is just... I see this as nothing more but competition That's healthy. Competition is great for wrestling, dude.
Right.
It's what we need in wrestling, and now we're getting it, and I think it's great. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it.
So, I mean, it's just a fact of, everybody's complaining. They're doing it up against the AEW's charity show. Why would they want to undermine their charity venture or this and that or whatever you want to call it?
Oh, because Vince
just
McMahon wouldn't give a shit regardless.
No, I bet you Vince doesn't even know what Fight for the Fallen is. There's probably, good chance that Vince was just like, you know what? When's their next show? What can we do to combat that show? Triple H probably said, well, there's an Evolve show we can air. It's not one of ours, but it's someone we work with, and our talent works for them quite often.
Exactly.
Maybe it was something like that. I don't think that if this was Vince's idea, which we don't know, that Vince was like, oh, charity? Screw charity. I mean, they donate $1 million to Susan G. Komen every year. They love charity. So
yeah, I couldn't imagine they do it out of a place of anything other than business.
Exactly. And it's just the fact of
gracious.
All these people are now complaining when you have to choose what to watch. Were you really going to watch the Evolve show anyways? If it, you know what I mean? It's like now that's on the
and that's another thing. Now, fuck off if you're like, oh, I don't know which one I'm going to watch. You had no intentions of watching that fucking Resolve show.
Evolve. So
what did I say?
Resolve.
Fuck off, dude. I'm high.
So it's like, if it wasn't on the network, you wouldn't be watching, and most people wouldn't care about it anyways.
Exactly.
Everyone's gonna, and most people are gonna be like, I'm watching both. Ha! Look at my two screens.
I'm sure it'll be something like everyone has video on demands and shit.
That's what I was about to say too. If it's the WWE network, you can literally watch AEW, and then soon as the Evolve show's done, if you really want to watch it, it'll most likely be up on demand soon as it's over. That's usually how the network works.
If you get on the network, you can just rewind.
Yeah, it doesn't matter which one you watch first. I mean, I'll be watching the AEW show because we'll be doing a review of it since we don't typically review Evolve stuff. But I'll go back and maybe watch the Evolve show later or the next day because it's on the WWE network.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go to...
This is a test run, I guarantee you.
Huh?
This is a test run for adding different things.
We know that, according to George Barrios, one of the presidents of WWE, he did state that the network will have a huge refresh later this year. And some are saying that huge refresh will be with non-WWE content, whether that's live or not. And like you just said, maybe this is a test to see how it goes with them working with production that's not their production. And how, okay, they're going to produce their own show and do everything. They just send us the feed, or do we send guys out there to do the production? Like you said, it could just be a test for them. And it's a big show, so it's a show that will most likely have some interest, unlike if it was just Evolve 129 coming up, I think, this weekend or next weekend.
Yeah.
So it's actually their 10th anniversary show. So it's actually a big deal show. So why not use that as a test?
Mm-hmm. Why not? I think it'll work out well. I think no matter what, I think that day is going to be a really fun day for wrestling.
Same here.
Speaking of wrestling, there's a little bit of Twitter beef going on between two big men.
Well, according to one of these two men is a little guy.
Now, okay.
But here's the thing. Before he said, so Seth Rollins sent out a tweet that said, so first off, WWE was promoting Stomping Grounds on Twitter. Seth Rollins sends out a tweet that says, best pro wrestling on the planet. He then gets, some people like Tama Tonga and Chris Jericho kind of contradicting that. And then he says, doubling down, best pro wrestling on the planet. See the Cruiserweight Triple Threat? And that's just one night, one match amongst many. Find anyone else alive who does what I do as well and as often as I do. You can't. So Will Ospreay just tweets two simple words. I'm alive. And Seth goes, I'm sorry, little guy. We already have a better version of you here, and he just won his first U.S. title tonight. Congrats, King Ricochet. Keep working hard through, buddy. And it's like, he called him a little guy. But aren't they the same height?
I don't know, but here's the thing. Here's my thing. This has to be a work.
How? It can't.
Where is this? Because where the fuck is this coming from? Why would Rollins bust out with some random ass shit like that?
Because he's the
You know
face
what I
of
mean?
the company right now. So he's trying to
Right.
promote the company with saying, Stomping Grounds, best pro wrestling on the planet. So if he's got all these fans, he's telling all of his 3.5 million Twitter followers, watch our show. It's the best you've got. And so when he was like, no one can do what I do as often as I do, Will Ospreay was just like, what about me? And Will Ospreay was going to leave it at that. So Will Ospreay on Monday night is interviewed by Brian Alvarez and Dave Meltzer. At the end of the interview, Alvarez and Meltzer ask him about the Seth Rollins thing, and Will Ospreay's just like, I don't know. I was just commenting with, hey, I'm alive. Maybe I'm just as good. And Alvarez goes, well, someone called into our Wrestling Observer live show and stated that you've actually worked more matches than Seth Rollins in 2019. And Ospreay lost his shit. He started laughing so hard and goes, wait, I have? And so Alvarez was like, yeah, I think it's like 60-something to 50-something matches. Not a lot more, but it's more. And Ospreay just goes, oh, I'm going to use this on Twitter.
God, really?
Yeah. It's at the very end, like the last 3 minutes of the interview he did with Meltzer and Alvarez. And so it just kept on going, and I'm trying to find... Let me go to Will Ospreay's Twitter. Maybe he's tweeted it there. It's just like... like you said, what is this really going to lead to? They can't do anything. One's under contract to WWE, and one's under contract to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Do they work together? Hell no.
I was gonna say maybe he would go to Evolve and wrestle a show with Evolve, but I doubt that he could.
And what, wrestle Rollins?
Yeah.
And then what, have to lose? Because WWE's not going to let Rollins go down there to win or to lose.
You don't think they would? You don't think WWE would be like, yeah, fuck it, let's do that? I think that sounds good.
No. I mean, well, also in that interview with Will Ospreay on Wrestling Observer, he stated that, A, he has no desire to work any more UK indies because he felt like he's done everything there. He literally, this week, moved to Japan. He lives in Japan full-time now. And says that all of his time he wants to devote to New Japan and help build that staple, like that company, as a bigger worldwide brand and help the younger guys get better. So he's not really even interested in going out there and, let's have a match with me and Seth Rollins in a random indie in the United States. No. He literally said, I've been in Japan for a week in my new house and I don't even have a couch yet.
Nice. He should probably get a couch. But yeah, I'm glad that he wants to stick with New Japan. At least who are their rocks? Their rocks are anchors are Ibushi, Ospreay, who else? Okada?
Ibushi, Ospreay, Okada, Naito, Tanahashi, Jay White. Those are their top 5-10 guys.
Suzuki. Because I love him.
Well, I guess you could say Suzuki. He's not even in the damn G1 this year.
Oh, he should be in the fucking G1, man.
Now, look at this. Hold on. Ospreay's got a shirt. That says...
Oh, the little guy shirt?
Yep. Says
nice.
Little Guy. 2-time Best of the Super Juniors. 3-time IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Never Openweight Champion. I looked it up. They're both 6'1". And Seth maybe weighs 20, 30 pounds more if 30. Like, Seth is not much bigger than Will Ospreay, and he's calling him Little Guy.
It's a cool looking shirt, too.
It is.
I might actually get it. Anyway.
It's just like, how is Seth going to say, little guy or whatever?
A little guy referring to, you're in a small company.
No, I think it's more of he's the junior champion, and Seth's the world heavyweight champion, technically. You know?
Fuck yeah, Luke Knight with the 199. Orange Cassidy is number 1.
Oh, don't get me started on Orange Cassidy.
He's fine. He's doing his shtick and he's doing it well.
I don't know. I'm just not a fan of that kind of stuff, but we'll see. We'll see where this leads to. I don't think it's going to lead to anything. Again, one guy's the top guy in WWE. Another guy is a top guy in New Japan. So it'd probably lead to nothing.
It'll probably be the same as like the Revival of Young Bucks feud.
Yeah, but that'll lead to something when the Revival leave in a year.
Well, yeah, but like
Seth ain't going nowhere. Seth, from last I heard, Seth enjoys his time in WWE. I mean, did you hear the crap he was talking on Moxley?
No.
Hold on, let me pull this up. He was on the Sports Illustrated, I think it was Sports Illustrated's podcast, talking how basically Moxley dropped the ball and ran when it got too hard for him. Let me pull up right here. So Seth Rollins was on Sports Illustrated's media podcast and stated, Ambrose can do what he wants. He's a big boy. He's got his big boy pants on. He can go out there and say whatever he wants. But the bottom line is not everybody's equipped to handle the rigors of WWE and the schedule and how it affects you mentally and emotionally. And Ambrose gave everything he had to the company for the entire time he was here. He put his heart and soul into the travel, into the schedule, into injuries, into the work in the ring, and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, he took his ball and he went home. Or he went elsewhere at least. And I think it's all presumptuous of him to get on a podcast and talk down about the company that gave him such an opportunity.
I mean, fuck, my job gave me an opportunity to be a manager, but my job still fucking sucks.
Well, he said more. You want to hear more?
Sure.
He said, and like I said, I love the guy. I love him. I'll always love him. But at the end of the day, we just share different perspectives about what we want out of life and about where we're at in our own lives. I hope that he does well. I've kept enough tabs on him to know that he's doing super well for himself right now, and I'm happy for that. But I just don't think there's any reason to hop on a soapbox and complain about the fact. You need to take the first step, and that's looking in the mirror and asking yourself, did you do every single thing you possibly could to make yourself and your situation what you want it to be? And if the answer is yes, you did, then go elsewhere and complain. If that's where he's at mentally, then go right ahead. And if he hasn't done that, he hasn't looked in the mirror and made that decision, then maybe he should think about that. That goes for any other disgruntled talent, past or present.
I don't think what Moxley did was bad.
No, not
Moxley
at all.
had every right to shit on the company because the company is shit. Rollins playing fucking Damage Control. What do you expect?
Rollins is I don't know this, but Rollins is coming off as the guy that just got the big raise, and now he's got to make it seem like that big raise was worth it or something.
Well, here's what it is. Rollins is fine with his position in the company because his position in the company compared to, like, I don't know, Kalisto's position in the company are two completely different fucking places.
Exactly.
Rollins is handpicked for certain things, and Rollins has input. Kalisto gets told, hey, you're going to get the shit kicked out of you by fucking Lars Sullivan this week.
Right. And
here's the thing.
Go for it.
I'm starting to believe a lot of these ex-fucking WWE guys, because whether they're fucking top-tier guys or whether they're fucking bottom fucking feed James Ellsworths, damn near every single motherfucker that has ever had something to say about the way WWE runs and how Vince is and how that creative team is has always had the same awful things to say, but with their own fucking experiences.
Right.
So sure, Rollins may be great at the fucking top of the top, but the mid-card team and then the guys at the bottom that just work the fucking house shows like fucking Zack Ryder, they're probably not fucking thinking the same as Rollins.
Well, Mojo and
God
Jinder are. They
damn.
both re-signed 5-year deals. And
Yeah,
they're
but they're
lower tier
again,
guys.
they're lower tier guys that at least the guys have like they're guaranteed that like we can do something with you.
When's the
Like,
last time they did something with Mojo?
I don't know, the vignettes of him getting like I don't know, shit on his face.
Yeah, and then he came out and had a squash. Got squashed by No, the match with Slater didn't even start on Monday.
It didn't.
Didn't even
But
start.
Slater did win the belt though.
Yeah, he won the 24/7 belt, but he was
24/7
supposed to have a match with Mojo, and the match didn't even start because Truth came out.
That's fine. I'd take that over anything else.
I mean, I don't know. Seth Rollins is getting his name out there, maybe for the wrong reasons this week. But hey, whatever he thinks is the right thing to do for what the situation he is in, he's gotta say that the product that he is endorsing, the product that he is involved with, is the best. He's gotta say that, whether he believes it or not, because that's what he's getting paid to do.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know, man.
I mean,
I'm siding with the people that have bad things to say against the company.
Oh, yeah, me
it just seems like all of it is true.
here's the thing. Give it a week, everybody will forget all about all this.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, give it a week, maybe 2 for the Ospreay stuff. Like, the stuff he said about Moxley, people forget by next week. The Ospreay stuff, maybe an extra week, just because that was played up more on social media, and this was just in a random podcast that most wrestling fans probably don't listen to. So, I mean, there's not much more to say on that, but it's interesting. I see a lot of people in the chat asking about Rusev.
God damn.
All we know right now, according to Dave Meltzer, is that Rusev asked for some time off. Now, people were misconstruing what Meltzer said. Meltzer did not say that Rusev's contract is coming up soon. He said that he's heard that it could be coming up soon. He didn't say 100%, but Meltzer did state that both AEW and New Japan would be dumb to not try and sign Rusev if he does not re-sign with the WWE. Now, there's a lot of quote-unquote rumors going around about Rusev and Lana and their future in the company that I'm not going to even get into because I don't know if I believe it. But right now, if I was Rusev, I'd probably leave. But where would you go if you were Rusev, AEW or New Japan?
If I was Rusev?
Yeah.
AEW.
And
I feel like he'd get a lot more show as a competitive funny guy than he would on WWE.
So let me give you the two positives of both. The positive for each. In AEW, I've said this about a couple other guys, he would stand out because of his size. There's nobody the size of him really in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
Like, at least not officially signed to the roster. There's guys, big guys like, what was it, Ace Romero that they used in the Battle Royal.
Ace Romero.
I think that's who his name was. Yeah, Ace Romero. I mean, he's a bigger guy, but he's not signed to the company. He was just used in the Battle Royal. If they can sign a Rusev, that'd be great. Because he's bigger than a lot, if not most of the guys in the company. And he's more of a powerhouse brawler type that they really don't have right now. But New Japan would benefit off of him because it would help them with the U.S. market as far as getting U.S. people invested because, you think about it, Rusev was a big thing in WWE, especially with the Rusev Day stuff. So if they see him in AEW, New Japan, then the American fans can be like, ooh, whoa, that's Rusev, whatever name he's going by now. I want to watch this and watch him and see how they use him. So it could help.
What is Rusev?
I don't know what his name would be outside of WWE.
I have no fucking clue. How do you piggyback off a fucking Rusev? What the fuck does Rusev mean?
I mean, his real name is Mirzolov. That's his real name, Mirzolov.
Too hard. It's not too hard. That was extremely racist. I'm sorry.
Like, that's his real name, Miroslav. I don't know what name he would use for wrestling, because I can't see a wrestler named Miroslav. Like, nothing against his real name. I don't see
Alexander.
Because his name is Miroslav Barnisavej. Barnisevev.
You can do it. There you
I think that's what it
go.
is. Barnisavev. Either way.
That real name is kind of badass, though.
I
Like,
mean,
it sounds strong.
would you go with just the one name, just like Rusev? Just call
I
him
don't
Miroslav?
know. I don't really give a shit about the one or two name thing personally. It doesn't make a difference for me in wrestlers. I
Right.
don't know why people are so up in arms about it.
Yeah.
It's a fucking name.
Steelers Respect says Rusev is Indian. Like the name is Indian.
Close.
Because he's
Close.
Bulgarian.
You're just an idiot.
I mean, if the name is Indian, then that could be one thing. Like if the name comes from like Indian descent, or I don't know. But I don't know. We'll see what happens with it. Again, you also got the Lana thing as well. What does she want to do? Does she want to stay? Does she want to leave? Do they want to be separate and him leave and her stay? Who knows?
Who fucking knows, man?
Because like I said, all I know, or all we've heard from, and this report was from Dave Meltzer, is that Rusev asked for some time off. Whether he's taking a long period of absence or a short time, we'll see.
We will have to see. We got a lot more to talk about, but I want to open it up a little bit to questions. So I feel like we haven't really interacted with the chat that much. So if you guys have questions, ask them. Nicholas Mort says the Cruiserweight division should have been exclusive to the NXT leagues for 2 or 3 years. Nah. What happens to SmackDown Live? Well, what happens to 205? 205 Live when SmackDown goes to Fox? Assumably, it'll be
Friday.
before the show.
No, I would assume it would be the same. It would just be on Friday nights after SmackDown instead of Tuesday nights.
Yeah.
I don't think they even know yet.
Tim and Nick,
To be
what do y'all
honest.
think of the match of the night from the breakout tournament? I didn't watch it.
I haven't
was
seen
at
it
work
yet,
all day.
actually.
I just got home. Are we taking calls tonight? Nah.
I mean, we could if someone wants to call. Let me take one or two. Why not?
Because we still got the El Predictions.
Yep. But I mean,
I'm still trying to think, what the fuck could Rusev's name be, bro?
I don't know.
Because it's like, how do you beat something as cool as fucking Rusev?
Yeah, I have no clue.
There is no beating that.
Joiner says, what's going on with Sheamus? Sheamus is dealing with, I believe, he got a concussion not long after WrestleMania. So that's why he's been out of action.
Oh, the Kid Club asked a great question. If I could smoke weed with any WWE superstar, who would it be? Probably Riddle.
Does he smoke anymore? He's under that WWE.
Oh, bro. I'm sure he do. I'm sure.
I don't know. He's getting tested now.
I'm sure he gets random drug tested the same way the NFL does, with about a fucking 2 months notice.
You don't think it's like UFC? Well,
No,
I know it's not like UFC. UFC, they'll show up at your door at 6 a.m. and be like, pee in this cup.
Didn't DC hide underneath his
John
gym
Jones.
ring? John Jones.
John Jones hid under the couch.
Oh, Paul Heyman would be a fucking good. Michael Cole. I'd love to hear some stoned ass Michael
Oh,
Cole
Lord.
stories, bro. He's probably got some fucking shit to tell me, dude. Michael Cole would be smoke with Brian. Brian hits a fucking bong every now and then.
No.
You don't think Brian smokes weed? Hell
No.
yeah. My man looks prime candidate for like edibles.
Really? No.
Yeah, dude.
This man doesn't even drink.
Okay.
No. Have you ever seen? No. Trust me. Daniel Bryan doesn't do any of that.
You're such defense of it. He's a good American Christian boy. You don't do shit like that. RVD would be a good one.
Don't talk bad about the dragon.
Do you think Vince McMahon smokes weed?
I think he has once or twice before in the past.
I bet he's
You know who you can go smoke some weed with? Bruce
Who?
Pritchard.
Ah, fuck him. That dude's a queef. R-Truth, fuck me. I feel he's at a perpetual state of high. Oh, no, I have the best answer. Matt Hardy.
Oh, Lord.
Have you seen this, like, you don't know what it's like to be Matt Hardy shit?
Yeah, and how he got photobombed by Truth this week.
What do you make of that?
I have no damn clue.
Do you
it's
think
probably his frustration of they make me fly to SmackDown every week and I don't do a goddamn fucking thing?
I don't blame him.
Well, I know a couple weeks ago he was supposed to face Sullivan, but Sullivan got hurt the night before.
F. Vince doesn't smoke weed. Weed smokes Vince. Same. Yeah, Jay Shaggy, I'm not going to lie. I agree with you, man.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Corey Graves is getting real fucking stinky on commentary. Fucking, man, commentary in WWE is just real stinky.
For the most part. I would have to agree on that one, but
it just hasn't been very fun to listen to. It's rather dreadful. What do I think about Shane Strickland being in the WWE? Fuck yeah, dude. More guys in one of the most popular companies in the world, the better. We got some predictions to do, Tim.
Do you want to go jump into them now?
Yeah, let's start to wrap it up with that.
All right, so
doesn't seem like we got much anyway. You know what I mean?
This coming Saturday is the second ever AEW event.
Yeah.
Entitled Fyter Fest. Fyter Fest will be coming to us from the Daytona Beach, Florida, in conjunction with the CEO Gaming Convention. And with that, we have, I think, 8 or 9 matches on the show. And we're going to give our predictions, but keep in mind, AEW has not started TV yet. We really don't know how they want to really book their wrestlers, because here's the one thing I'm kind of perplexed about. In leading up to Double or Nothing, their big thing was wins and losses matter. We're going to keep records, and we're going to this, and we're going to that, right? But have we ever seen anything as far as what the wins and losses mean, and a record and a sheet of this guy's got this win, this guy's got these losses, and this means this, and this means that? No. So I don't know what all that talk was. So again, we don't know how they're going to be booking guys. So we're just going to try and give our predictions of what we think may happen. These are uneducated guesses because, again, it's such a new company that there's so many questions to what are they trying to do with this and what are they trying to do with this. So we're just going to go through and we're gonna have some fun with it. So we'll start with the buy-in, which I guess is the official name for their kickoff show. And the first match we have here is a hardcore match with Michael Nakazawa taking on CEO promoter Alex Jebailey. Now, Alex Jebailey was supposed to wrestle last year at the CEO show that they did do with New Japan, but leading up to the show, he actually tore his Achilles training, so he has actually never had an official match.
Sure, let's just have the fucking Alex dude win. Why not?
That's what I'm thinking. Omega's buddy.
Yeah, they'll give him a win.
I mean, it's a pre-show. It doesn't matter for anything, so.
And it helps that it's a hardcore match.
So this one's got me a little perplexed. So it says it's a triple threat tag team match. It says winner advances to All Out for an opportunity at a first round bye in the AEW World Tag Team Championship tournament.
Yes.
So why do you need to wrestle 2 matches to get a bye when in the end, aren't they really just going to wrestle 1 extra match than everybody else?
Yeah, that doesn't make any goddamn sense.
It doesn't. And then WWE's trying to do the same thing, where the Kabuki Warriors are taking on the Iconics in Japan this weekend, and if the Kabuki Warriors win at this random house show in Japan, then they get a tag title shot.
Well, they just want to win in their hometown. I don't blame
But
them.
I'm going to go best friends, because I don't see them really doing much right now with Private Party. And SCU's so over, they want to use them as much as possible in this tournament.
Yeah, I've got best friends picking up that win.
So going forward, a very
BFFs.
interesting match. They say it's 20 years in the making.
I dropped my weed.
Uh-oh.
I picked up my weed.
Christopher Daniels will be taking on Chima. Now, this match can go either way. And honestly, to help out the OVW partnership and say, hey, let's put these OVW guys over since they did lose at Double or Nothing, I'm going with Chima. I think Daniels will let him take the victory here.
Yeah, let's go with Chima. I like that.
Chima's I mean, it's like, it's not going to hurt Daniels. Daniels is still going to be super over with the SCU gimmick.
Oh, absolutely.
And having Chima go over Daniels, someone as popular as he is, it's going to be like, well, wow, he beat him? What else are they going to do with these OWE guys?
Yeah.
So then we have a triple threat women's match. The only women's match yet officially announced. There is a graphic floating around for another women's match, but we're not going to talk about that. It's supposed to be on the pre-show, but it hasn't been officially announced, so we're not predicting anything of it. But this match sees Nyla Rose, Riho, and Yuka Sakazuki. I would assume maybe since we're going to be building up towards the first AEW Women's Champion, which the title will be revealed at All Out. I don't know if the champion's going to be crowned there as well, but I'm going to go Nyla Rose as somebody that they're going to want to push.
Yeah, they're really going to want to push Nyla Rose.
I mean, if they go with what I said last week, Nyla becomes the first champion and then Kylie Ray knocks her off, but
yeah,
that's all hearsay. Going forward, we've got Cody taking on Darby Allin. This one I'm not that sure about.
I don't like Darby Allin that much, man.
I've only seen him a couple of times.
He scares the shit out of me. I'll tell you that right now. Just looking at them, man, looks like I'm gonna fucking have some like.
Who are you more scared of, him or Jimmy Havoc?
I like Jimmy Havoc though. He's a very hot man. This kid looks like the kid that you knew in middle school that used to listen to like My Chemical Romance, but never really grew up, and now you think he kills cats in his free time. Cody's gonna win this fucking match. I don't know. He's a weird in
his free time.
Yeah, you've not like serial killers always start with like killing animals first.
Okay then.
Yeah, he looks like a murderer.
Sure, we'll go with that.
But I've got Cody picking up the win.
You've got Cody.
Oh. Yeah, why not?
Okay. I mean, I think you would maybe want to do Cody since the big main event for the next show is Cody and Dustin versus the Young Bucks. So you keep Cody looking good. They could build Darby Allin up later once they get television. So yeah, I'll go Cody as well.
Yeah.
So then in a match that is actually very interesting to me as far as how they push these guys, not just who wins, but how these guys get used in this match. It's a four-way with Hangman Page, who we know is a number one contender along with Jericho to become the first champion. And you got Jungle Boy, Jimmy Havoc, and MJF, who is going to be a freaking star for them. So it's just like, I think they're going to let all these guys shine big. I see Jimmy Havoc possibly taking the pinfall because he's probably, to the American audience, which is their main audience, the least known, maybe. And I mean, I would say you got to go Hangman, but
here's what I've got.
Okay,
go ahead.
Let me see if you're thinking the same thing. Go for it.
So I've got basically what you're going to see in this match is a good way to set up feuds. You'll just have Jungle Boy and Havoc go at it. MJF and Hangman Page will have a little bit of a scrap, and it'll be mainly them two. And I've got Page pinning Havoc.
So here's what I think could happen.
Go ahead.
Everybody's down. Page hits his finisher on Havoc. We think that's it. And at the last second, MJF jumps back in, throws out Page, jumps on Havoc, and steals the win. Page still looks good as far as he basically won the match as far as he had the match won, but smarmy heel, bullshit MJF stole the victory.
Yeah.
Continuing the Hangman MJF stuff, making both guys look really good in turn. So I think it could come down to MJF winning after stealing the victory from Hangman Page, who had it all wrapped up. Because you've already got, just think about it, you've already got Hangman established as the first number one contender. He's already a big star because he's on being the Elite every week. He's in the Elite group, whatever you want to call them.
The
So
Elite.
you can't really take him down anymore. But what better way to make MJF even more hated than to steal that win from the man that they all wanted to see win?
Yeah, I like the way you think there. That's some good thinking right there.
So I'm going MJF. And I think Jungle Boy is going to stand out huge in this match. I just have a feeling that they're going to let Jungle Boy shine. Because all of them are really behind the development of Jungle Boy.
Yeah, and Jungle Boy is such a cool dude. I saw him once at an APW. I smoked weed with him.
What?
At the fucking Can I Watch Wrestling thing.
I didn't know he was there.
Yeah.
Well,
him and
if he was smoking with you, then that means AEW doesn't drug test.
Well, I'm sure they do. He just hasn't signed. Yeah.
So going forward, I mean, this one's a no-brainer. It's Jon Moxley versus Joey Janela. I mean, Jon Moxley.
Moxley's gonna go over.
He has to.
But I think it will be a fun match.
Oh, yeah. I thought they would add like a street fight element to it or something, or a no holds barred just because of who these two guys are, but
I'm glad that they didn't.
Why?
I like here he is back, not in some crazy gimmick match. It's just let's remember how he was.
Right, and I get that, but it's like for these two guys though.
Yeah, because you could do multi-thing with this. This is probably going to be a long-term thing.
True. I mean, we do know that All Out Moxley is facing Omega, but we don't know what Moxley's doing for Fight for the Fallen yet.
Exactly.
So finally I guess it's the main event. 6-man tag team match. The Young Bucks and Kenny Omega taking on the team of the Lucha Bros, Pentagon and Phoenix, and Laredo Kid. Now remember, at Double or Nothing, the Young Bucks defeated the Lucha Bros. Yes. Last weekend, the Lucha Bros defeated the Young Bucks to regain the AAA Tag Team Championships. So you can't really... And I know I'm using WWE 50-50 booking logic here.
Yeah, because it's just what we're used to.
Exactly. It's just what we're used to thinking, well, if they won at this show, then they got to win at the next one. It's not the case. Again, just like I said with Cody, he's going to be main eventing the next show. Bucks are in that match as well. So do you have the Young Bucks and Kenny go over? Because think about it. Pentagon and Phoenix, they're already big. They got the tag titles from AAA. We don't know how much more the AAA tag titles are going to be featured in AEW since they don't have tag titles yet. They will this fall. So I guess you can have the Young Bucks win again. And then I don't know if I would do this, but maybe at All Out, do like a ladder match between the Young Bucks and the Lucha Bros. Kind of like
you can do some
feud.
kind of big gimmick match and
because what I'm thinking is you eventually want to keep the AAA tag titles with the Lucha Bros. So you have the Young Bucks win again, but this time there's no stakes. So if they win again in AEW, they go, give us another shot at them AAA tag titles. I know we lost them in Mexico. Give us another shot. And then Pentagon and Phoenix can be like, whoa, let's up the stakes. Let's make it a ladder match. And then you can have the Lucha Bros finally get the win over the Young Bucks in AEW. They keep the AAA tag team titles, and you get a cool ladder match out of it to cap off this feud.
Yeah, I think that sounds best.
That's what I would do. So I'm going to go Young Bucks and Kenny Omega.
I'm going to do that as well. You're doing some fine booking tonight, sir.
I know. It's like I should be doing a freaking universe mode on 2K or something.
God damn. Apply for booking at WWE.
I don't know if I wanted that job.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
But regardless, those are our predictions for AEW's Fyter Fest event. Fyter Fest is taking place this coming weekend from Daytona Beach, Florida. It will be free in the U.S. and Canada on Bleacher Report Live. Unfortunately, if you live anywhere outside of the U.S. and Canada, you will have to pay, it's like $9 on Fight TV. But yeah, I think it should be a really fun show. You going to join me for the post show, or do you have to work on Saturday night?
I can tell you right now.
Or yeah, not sure yet.
I can tell you right now. Let me pull up my schedule for work.
Gotcha.
Is it this one? Saturday. Yep, 1 to 9:30, baby.
All right, I'll get it.
Alrighty, for sure.
So I'll be live following Fyter Fest right here, of course, on the PW Unlimited YouTube channel, talking about that show. Should be a fun show. Got a lot of interesting matches. So, yeah.
Woo! Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode of the PW Unlimited Wednesday show. That's the 82nd one. Next week's going to be the 83rd. Luke might with the 199 here, pulling it out, saving his last bit of load for the end, saying Tim should be a writer for WWE because he knows what the fans want.
Now, have you ever heard of, on wrestling forums, they call it Be the Booker or an E-Fed?
Yeah, I've seen it.
So me and my buddy used to do one back in high school where he would do most of the writing and then I would do most of the, like, all the graphic stuff. And sometimes I would do some writing. Actually pretty fun. We had some, like, my buddy was an amazing writer. Like, he knew how to, like, be descriptive, and he was way smarter than me, so he knew more fancy, better words to use to describe things, but some fun times.
It does sound fun.
Now you don't got to write. You could just use the video game, screen cap it all, and bada boom. Anyways, you were saying?
Exactly. Sorry, I was replying to a text message to my mother saying, what do we have to snack on downstairs? Thank you for tuning in to number 82. I have been Nick. You can follow me on Twitter at ArmWeek21. You can follow us on Twitter at PWUnlimited, Facebook.com/Pro Wrestling ULTD, of course, right here on the YouTube. Check out our friends at Fightful Online. Tell Sean Ross Sapp, hey, you dropped your pocket. Go tell him that. At Sean Ross Sapp, hey, you dropped your pocket. Tim, where the fuck can they find you?
Well, you can find me at Timmy Buddy. And also, you said they can find us here on YouTube. What else can they find here on YouTube as far as PWU goes?
Fuck, dude. You know who they could find? They could find Adam Ragusa on YouTube, who is his name is Adam Ragusia. He is a fantastic chef, and the stuff he makes is very, like, simple but looks fantastic. So you can find him on YouTube.
Well, that's not what I was getting at. I was going to say, what else from us can they find here on YouTube? What that is if you see people in the live chat with a badge next to their name or their name highlighted in green, that is because they are a member of the PW Unlimited YouTube channel. For only $4.99 a month, you could be a member as well. As a member, you get this nice badge next to your name that does change over time depending on how long you are a member for. You also get the use of different emojis that we set up for our members and early access to some of our content, like right now, episode 4 of PW Unlimited's The List, where we talk about the top 10 best debuts in WWF and WWE history. Again, if you want early access to that kind of stuff, then become a member. It's a great way to show your support for PW Unlimited, just like the people that already have, like Kristen McNutt, Wayne Montgomery, Jonathan Powell, Benjamin A., and more.
Big men, big men.
And all you got to do is hit that join button right down next to where it says subscribe.
Yes, sir. Do that. And if you do it now, I hope you know you get my endless love and affection. And if you don't, you will never amount to anything in your life, and your parents will be extremely disappointed in you.
That's a hot take.
So just subscribe and not have to worry. Anyway, have a good night, guys. And remember, call your mom. She misses you.
I'll see you Saturday night.